Good morning, you guys, here from the Outer Banks. Oh my goodness, that sun is bright. We have some people fishing down there, got some surfers over there. It is a gorgeous morning here at the beach. It's a little bit different compared to last week. We'll get to that a little bit later here in the vlog. This is a little weird. Typically, I will film my intro at home and then I will vlog the whole trip down here, but today it's just like, bam, we're here. So first things first, let's go to Orange Blossom Bakery and Cafe. Quick little fit check. Can I please get an apple ugly and then 2 cinnamon rolls with frosting? Thank you.
Of course. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, we got the goods. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I cannot believe how packed it is. It's like throwing me off because I feel like it's off season, but it is still technically on season. There are so many people down here, which is shocking to me because I feel like all the kids should be at school, but there's tons of kids here living their best lives. The line was out the door by the time I left, so we just beat the huge rush and every single seat outside is filled with people eating their breakfast. All of the seats on the front porch are filled. Everybody wants their apple uglies. I'm so excited to go home and have some goodies. This is a little sad. The last time I had you guys set up at this exact spot and I was vlogging, we were on our way to the next beach house and we went there with my whole family and it was this big fun thing. And that's the last time we were vlogging at this exact spot. So it's a little sad. All right, let's get into the Orange Blossom Bakery goodies. This bag is so heavy. I would love to weigh this. I feel like, of course, they probably weigh every single one to make them all the same, so there probably is a weight for it. I'm gonna guess it's pretty close to, I'd say 3 pounds. This is like really solid. So the apple uglies are what they are known for. Oh my gosh, it's still super, super warm. Look how big this thing is compared to my head. Should break it apart and show you guys. Oh my God, I wish I could share this with you all. It's to die for. I'm making a huge mess. And then Mike and I love cinnamon rolls, so I of course had to get 2 cinnamon rolls. Look at how gorgeous with the cream cheese icing on top. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I'm actually probably gonna save this for dessert later. There's nothing better than having dinner and then warming up your cinnamon roll and having a nice, fresh, warm, ooey gooey cinnamon roll for dessert. It's just the best. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my morning, have a little cup of coffee, get some editing done, and then I will catch up with you guys a little bit later in the afternoon. We're gonna do a little midday energy drink here. Super crispy and cold. Very good flavor. The sour pink lemonade, love it. So earlier in the vlog, I told you guys that the weather was a little interesting last week and I wanted to give you guys kind of an update on that. The Outer Banks has been getting hit a little hard lately. There was just a pretty big hurricane and then when we got here, there was a little bit of a tropical storm going on. So the weather the first 2 days of us being here was pretty intense. The waves were absolutely enormous. There was a ton of flooding. The wind was out of control. It was just really, really crazy. So when we look out at the beach today, it is quite different compared to last week with those insane waves and the insane wind. It was really wild to see it. Now, of course, there is some crazy weather down here at the Outer Banks, but typically we're like really, really lucky and it's usually very nice and sunny here. So it was interesting to see the crazy storm that we had. There is actually a second Bros location and it's up in Nags Head and I was looking up the address. It was saying it was 4 hours and 30 some minutes away and I was like, what on earth is going on? Because it should actually be only like 30-ish or 40 minutes from here. And I saw that the highway was closed and our only way out was to take the ferry. So we figured that the highway was covered with either ocean waves or a ton of sand. That's not the first time that that has happened. We were here maybe, I wanna say in like 2019 and the whole highway was covered with sand. It was like halfway up a speed limit sign and the only way out was to take the ferry. That was pretty insane. So we figured this was kind of the same situation. We were doing a little bit of digging, trying to figure out what was going on, and turns out there was a truck coming across the main bridge. It was carrying a mobile home and the mobile home blew off the back of the truck and they had to close down the highway. It was this whole thing. So there was absolute chaos with this storm and the crazy winds. It only rained for about 2 days and then on the 3rd day, the waves were still super, super big. And when we woke up, there was surfers everywhere, and I'm talking the whole beach was filled with people watching these surfers. There was videographers there with huge fancy cameras, tons of photographers. I think it was a surfing competition going on. Unfortunately, I have no pictures or videos of this, of course. I mean, it was so cool to see. I can't believe I didn't take any pictures or videos, but it was really awesome. And then later that night, the beach was packed because I think people were just so happy that the rain was done and over with. So there was tons of people out there hunting for crabs, having fires. There was people night fishing. It was really cool to see that many people out there. Everybody was just having a really great time. Now, unfortunately, Buxton got hit really, really hard with the hurricane and the tropical storm. So we're actually gonna head down there and show you guys everything that's been happening. This is a crazy story that I figured I would share while we are on our way down to Buxton. So there are some drainage ditches on either side of the road in Avon, and it's actually pretty common for people to drive into them. Now, it's not common during the day, but it is common at night. So I think a lot of people come here and they visit. They're not familiar with the roads and they take sharp turns at night and then they just go straight into the ditch. I think Mike actually made a video on this years ago. He saved a lady from the ditch. I might even have a picture of it. We've seen it several times actually. This week, we were coming back from the gym on our way to Bros to get some lunch, and there was somebody in the ditch. So we of course went over to them to see if everything was okay, if we could help them out. And here it was this guy that passed out behind the wheel. He had no idea what happened. He was just in the ditch. He said he passed out, doesn't remember a thing. There was a ton of people there. A lady was on the phone with 911. An ambulance was coming to help him and everything. And they said, please do not pull out the vehicle. We need it to stay where it is until the police come. So we did end up leaving. We weren't able to help pull out his vehicle, which sucks because I'm sure he did end up getting charged. And to get towed here nowadays, it's around like $500. Hopefully he didn't have to pay, and hopefully everything is okay with him. I mean, it's just a crazy story. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. So yeah, hopefully that guy's okay. All right, so we are here in Buxton. This part of the Outer Banks is what gets hit so hard during any type of storm. And unfortunately, last week, the 12th house in 5 years just fell into the ocean. So this is number 12 in just 5 years at the Outer Banks where the house fully fell and went into the ocean. It's just really hard to picture that this is somebody's home, you know? It's really, really sad and super terrible. This is actually where the house fell into the ocean. So there used to be a gorgeous house here, and all of the other houses next to it are in the waves. And it's really scary to see it. There is some insane damage, and it's really, really dangerous around here.
Super unfortunate. I mean, as interesting as it is to see and how it's always a reminder that the ocean is incredibly powerful, it's really sad to know that these are also houses. And I'm sure people had lots of memories here, but the ocean can reclaim anything at any time. Now, interestingly, they did do a beach expansion project up in Avon where we stay. One of the houses we were at, the beach was essentially down to like 20 or 30 feet for a lot of the beach up there. They did a project, they brought in a bunch of sand, deep sea sand, bring it in, and you know, now the beach is 50, 60, 70 yards. Sure, it degrades over time, but it buys you years. You know, it could buy you 3 or 4 or 5 years. So it's like, why didn't they do that down here? Again, I'm sure there's a reason, but they didn't. So we've seen it work before. Of course, humans have figured this out, but it's crazy. You can see the big concrete structures in the front lawns. Well, what used to be the front lawns are the septic tanks for the sewage. So you can see all those are still there outside of the, you know, out of the ground now. And it's wild to me that they know, of course, like these houses are going to fall. That's done now, they're gonna fall in, but they don't clear them out. And I guess maybe it's a safety thing, but you'd think like you'd wanna get the stuff out of the houses first and get rid of the AC units, but they don't do that. So maybe one of you guys in the audience knows why they don't like empty the houses first. You'd think they'd not want the stuff to go into the water, but could be a safety thing, who knows?
It's definitely really, really sad. You know, we just keep talking about how everyone here has made such beautiful memories in these homes, and it's just taken away from them. It's really a terrible thing to see. One of the positives, probably the only positive of storms on a beach, is that it brings in a ton of seashells. So walking on the beach is a lot of fun. There's lots of treasures whenever you walk. And Mike just found this piece of sea glass. You guys know I'm obsessed with sea glass hunting. I think we found maybe like 10 pieces this trip, and he just found this gorgeous, gorgeous blue. I've never seen a piece of sea glass like this ever before. This is awesome. We're gonna do a little review on these cookies that we found. They're called puff cookies. Never seen these before. I think that they are like brand new. and they're supposed to be really big and puffy. Now, I have doubts about these. I think they're going to become flat once they bake, but who knows? We'll see. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven, bake them, and we will do a little food review once they are all done being baked. Cookies are finished. They did flatten out just a little bit, so here is the cookie dough ball next to the actual cookie itself. So yeah, it definitely did flatten out a little bit. I know this is weird, but they feel odd. Like the cookie itself feels really, really weird. Here, wait, listen to this. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. I don't know how to describe the texture of the outside. Let's break it open and see what the inside looks like. Wow, looks like a lot of chocolate. It is a lot of chocolate. I was worried it would be super dry on the inside, but it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh wow, that's insanely bad. That is shockingly really, really bad. I don't mean to compare it to like a vegan product or a gluten-free product, but that's exactly what it tastes like. The texture is so weird. There's like a film on the outside, and then there's this really odd like chickpea flavor to it. The only like enjoyable part that's like sweet and yummy is the chocolate. I honestly didn't have high hopes for how the cookie would turn out. Like I thought that they'd be much more flat than this. So I mean, at least they look okay. You know, they're kind of cute. That's like a cute little cookie there. But I truly did not expect the flavor to be so terrible. It really is not a good cookie at all.
They look good, smell pretty good.
Maybe you'll love them.
Oh, really dry. And they don't look dry.
But you think it's dry? The outside is dry, you're right. The outside of the cookie, it's like this weird film, like I said.
Yeah.
But the inside's not dry.
The chocolate itself tastes okay, the cookie's very bad. I mean, they look good, they smell good. I think kids would like it. But if you're looking for like a really saturated in taste cookie, that's not it.
We had a really bad experience with the cookies, so now we're gonna make up for it and we're gonna go have a beach fire. I think my camera is going to fog up super bad because it's really, really humid out. I don't know if you guys can see the stars, but there's a bajillion stars. It's so beautiful. Pressure's on, babe. We have competition right over there. Huge family. There's like 12 seats set up. Michael's fire better be better than his. We'll see. This is terrible content. It's just pitch black and then blurry lights over there. I do wish my camera was better at night because the pier is down there and there are so many people on it right now fishing. It's super, super cool. I got a picture on my phone. It's not the best because, you know, iPhones also struggle, but I didn't do anything to the picture. It's cool how iPhone can pick up stars now, so it shows the stars a little bit. We don't get to see stars like this at home, so it's always awesome seeing them out here or when we go to Colorado. Michael is already winning this non-existent fire competition because they don't even have their fire started yet. We love a good fire. Like a fire anywhere is super cool. We really enjoy sitting around a fire. There's something about a fire on the beach that is just so much cooler. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day. Unfortunately, our trip is coming to an end here pretty soon, so I'm gonna close off the vlog here. There's only so much work and meetings we can get done on our phones and laptops. We also have a huge event coming up this weekend, so we gotta get back to reality. It is going to be really, really tough leaving this behind though. This was a pretty wild upload. A lot of crazy things happened in this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.